Good morning. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about a few of my favourite things, in the words of Julie Andrews. I want to talk to you about the things that I personally like. I am a sensitive soul, so please be nice. And in particular reference to my last video where I didn't say many nice things about menswear. Please be nice to me now. I don't hate men, I hate everyone. Nothing to do with you, don't worry. I have my laptop here again, as I found that this was a successful vessel for reminding me of what I'm talking about. Thank you to all the new men watching, and thank you to the women who stuck around. My video did actually get restricted by YouTube for nudity, but just a note to YouTube, you hurt my feelings, that's what I have to say.
Oh. That's it, I'm not going.
I have three categories that I want to go through. I have clothing, shoes, and accessories. Clothing first. Clothing. Personally, I like vintage sportswear. Now, I think that the trend of football shirts on everyone actually kind of killed this, and it kind of made me feel a bit silly wearing track jackets. I started going off them for a bit because, heaven forbid, I would look like anyone else. I don't like techie, breathable material, which possibly you could argue would be more practical if you were actually running the track. However, I sit and watch YouTube videos in my bed all day. I don't like that, and I don't like the bright coloured ones either. I have a load of track jackets. My favourite, this one, I wear it all the time, and also I have an Umbro one. I did see one going for over £500 on Vinted, and if you're paying that on Vinted, you need to check yourself. Cinch back Levi's jeans. I have been speaking about cinch back jeans for about 2 years. I absolutely adore these. I just think that detail on the back of a pair of jeans, it's not performative, it's not gimmicky, it's not costumey. I think that the faux pas with fashion at the moment is that we think that the only way to make something interesting is by layering and shape, and that is entirely incorrect. You can make something interesting with detail, with texture, things other than bizarre silhouettes and layers upon layers of clothes. If you go for the twisted Levi's engineered jeans, generally a lot of them have some kind of detail on them. They'll have like a back pocket detail, a button on the back pocket, a cinch back waist, some kind of interesting detail there. Those are particularly my jeans of choice at the moment. Oh, someone started drilling outside. Please ignore that. It shouldn't bother you if you're listening closely. Please pay attention. Oh, puffer jackets. Puffer jackets, do I really like the look of them? I'm not too sure, you know, actually. However, I wear them religiously every single day because they are extremely practical in the current English weather. It is now spring, however, it is still brass monkeys outside, so I will not survive. I like a puffer. However, I will not be wearing a North Face puffer because it is just not compatible with my individuality complex. My puffer of choice at the moment, if I were to tell you a few of my favourite things, a vintage Nike puffer. I think they're really cool. The North Face puffers, they all seem to be slightly cropped, and I gave cropping rather a hard looking at in my last video, and there's nothing I hate more than my own hypocrisy being pointed out to me. Simply by principle, I cannot say that I like those jackets. But also, being real now, let's be real now, I don't like a cropped jacket. I much prefer the big, long puffer jackets back in day by Nike. They're so much better, and I don't know why we ever stopped doing it. If you are a friend of the channel, you will know that I absolutely adore dungarees. They are my favourite piece of clothing ever. I love wearing jeans. However, to be able to wear jeans, you have to have them fit. Whereas dungarees, they are strapped up by your shoulders. They don't have to fit you around the waist. So I can have a nice big baggy leg without having to fit it round my waist or crumple the waist up by putting a belt on it. And that's just fabulous to me. As I've said in many a video, I prefer too big clothing to oversized clothing. Intentionally oversized clothing, I find, creates a bizarre silhouette. Whereas if you just have big clothing, a couple of sizes too big, it maintains the same silhouette. Everyone has to have a graphic tee, whether you like them or not. I feel like it's essential to have a graphic tee. I have very specific specifics for my graphic tees. I, again, like really big, massive t-shirts. I like it when the t-shirt I like it to be really big and massive. Also, I like clothing to be heavy. To all the sensory impaired of us out there, maybe you've heard of a weighted blanket. I like to carry the same practices with my clothing. Anything that I have, it has to be in the heaviest material possible. I like proper, stiff, heavy denim, going back to the jeans. Similarly with my t-shirts, I like proper heavy cotton. My favourite t-shirts are the Hanes t-shirts. You can find something that you really like in these t-shirts. It's a brand that businesses will go to produce their own stuff. Merch, we may call it in the industry. There's more often than not something that you will like. You get some wacky things on them. My favourite t-shirt at the moment that I do wear all year round, and I'm wearing today actually, after getting exposed for nudity, on my last video. Don't tell YouTube. I'm wearing it today. It's a Christmas t-shirt and it's by Hanes. Hang on a minute, let me show you. You see that? It's actually called Hanes Beefy. What does that say? 46 to 48. Oh, I've just gone all light-headed. 40, oh gosh, I strained my eyes there. 40, what did I say? 40 to 40, I don't know, 40 something. I'm guessing that's the chest inchage. That is, unfortunately, not my chest size. However, I like the way it fits. Also, I like that it's really heavy cotton. It's actually a Christmas t-shirt. That's what I was meant to say. I don't know if I mentioned that, but that's the point I was getting to. It's a Christmas t-shirt. But yes, I absolutely despise Christmas. These Hanes t-shirts, you can just find some kind of graphic that's unusual that you like, and it's not some obscure rock band or unobscure rock band. In fact, actually, there was definitely a rise of Metallica shirts a long time ago. I have a video playing in my head of Saffron Barker saying,
also I got this top, which I'm really excited to try on. I think it's really nice. I think it'll look really cool on. I'm loving like the metallic writing. Yes. I keep seeing so many tops with this metallic writing on it, and every time I'm like, I love that top, and it's like the same thing. Yeah, I got that. And then
along those lines, if you like a particular brand, if you go for 90s vintage, they are normally made of heavy cotton. I tend to find. I love vintage surf brands. I love vintage Nike, vintage sports brands. They just have cool graphics to me. If I can find a t-shirt with a funky little graphic on it, nostalgic in some way. I really like internet nostalgia. In fact, let me show you my my home screen. Oh, I've lost where I am now. Oh, I actually have dungarees written down again. We don't need to go back to that. My favourite jumper is a V-neck Reebok fleece. I have it in two colours. I have it in white and I have it in blue. It is the most worn piece of clothing I think I have in my wardrobe. It's special to me. I'm really liking a V-neck at the moment. A white t-shirt poking out of a V-neck. Whilst we're on the topic of coats, if I were to go somewhere nice, I'd wear a trench coat. A long, full-size trench coat with all the added toppings, lapels, a top button so you can button it up at the top.
To the top.
I'm looking at it over there. It's eyeing me up. It knows I'm talking about it. I love on the back where you have that slit at the back and you have like a slight pleat at the back. I like actually fastening the wrist cuff. If you switch the wrist cuff round the other way, it makes it tighter and you sort of get a better shape to it. Top tip. Full of those I am. I just like them when they're really big and massive. I just think they're so cool. I love being draped in things. Oh, for all of my southern hemisphere dwellers, just something in the warm weather. In the most recent years, due to this little thing called global warming, we've had quite extreme weather in the summer. And let me tell you, the English people are not very well equipped for extreme weather. I include myself in that, unfortunately. Whilst I'm good at many things, surviving in extreme weather is not one of them. If I were to wear shorts, I like those little cotton rugby shorts. I don't like that dry fit material, that breathable material. I don't like that. It's too flimsy. I like heavy sports rugby shorts. I don't like jorts. In my head, a jort is no longer just a denim short. It's particularly that pyramidal shaped long short. And I hate it. I love the little Canterbury rugby shorts if I were to wear some out and about. But at the moment, I just have a pair of PE shorts from Asda, from the little boys section. But if you're a great big rugby lad, maybe the booty won't fit. I don't know. Next section, shoes. The shoes I wear most often when I'm out and about are trainers because I tend to walk absolutely everywhere. I live in London, so there's no need for me to drive anywhere. I like a proper trainer. I'm not a fan of the Superstars, the Sambas, the Onitsuka Tigers. I walk absolutely everywhere, so I wear trainers out incredibly quickly. At the moment, my current most worn trainer is Salomon Speed Cross. However, I am even wearing out those. Perfect excuse to get another pair. I do love Salomon shoes. I know that they were quite a trend. However, I have been a fan since their ski equipment days, as my father is a skier. I was there before it was cool, basically. When you're buying a trainer for actually walking in, it's good to go for a proper sports brand rather than a fashion brand because they just know what they're doing. They're here for the performance. On that vein, I do also like walking shoes, hiking boots, whatever you want to call them. I do like them because they're comfy, but also, maybe not a popular opinion, but I actually really like them aesthetically. I think they're really cute. If I were to be going somewhere nicer, wouldn't have to be walking somewhere quite as far, I would wear my Doc Martens. I have a pair of vintage Doc Marten boots and I absolutely adore them. I got them for £20 off of Vintage. They were up for about 4 minutes and I snatched them straight away. I absolutely love them. They are my shoe of choice if I were to go somewhere cool, if I wanted to look cool. You know what I mean. Another one, I love Birkenstocks. As I was telling the men in my last video, I have a mocha pair of Birkenstocks. Currently at the top of my wish list, alongside engineered Levi cinchback jeans, are a pair of taupe Birkenstocks. I have no idea what taupe means. But there are more important things in the world to be annoyed about. Final category on my list, accessories. Let's go with bags first. I love a backpack because they are the most practical. Whenever I wear a backpack, I will strap it across the front, and if it has little waist straps, I will strap it across the waist as well. I love that detail. I just think it's really cool. But also, I need bags if I'm going somewhere nice. I will need a big bag and a little bag. I love a big tote bag, and it will have to have some kind of detail on it. I love metal hardware on a bag is my favourite thing. Any kind of metal clasp, metal fastening. Actually, I was playing around with Photoshop the other day and attaching hypothetical carabiners to my bags, which I really enjoy. But any kind of metal detail on a bag, I absolutely adore. And actually, here's one I made earlier. Oh, isn't it gorgeous? Absolutely fabulous. Next, final thing in my accessories section, I love rings. If there were one piece of jewellery that I could have, it would be rings. And actually, I'm going to Morocco. Rather spontaneous trip that I booked yesterday. So in less than 7 days, I am going to Morocco. A dream I've had for quite a while actually is that instead of buying souvenirs like fridge magnets, I want to buy rings. A ring from every country that I visit. It's a talking point, isn't it? Because my rings at the moment, I've either found on the floor and just claimed as my own, or I have stolen from my mother's closet. And that's not really an acceptable story to tell when I'm trying to impress a boy at a party. However, if I were to be wearing a lovely little Moroccan ring, actually, I have been doing my research. I love the dimension of them. I love that they're chunky. They're just so unusual and I love that. I can just see myself at a really high function party just, where did you get your ring? My ring? Oh, this one I got from my trip to Morocco that I so spontaneously booked, where I ate lots of couscous. I don't know. That is everything I have, actually. To all the men watching, feel free to roast me for my opinions because I do believe in equal rights. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please come again very incredibly soon, and I hope to see you again in a bit.